Hi everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio, and what we wanted to talk about today is an idea of bringing new staff in. It's a common question I get from a lot of clients, and they'll ask me, the best way to maybe bring a new staff member in. How do you bring somebody into the team? How do you bring in the right person? And the problem I think sometimes we run into is that we put an ad in the paper, which is kind of the traditional way to do it. We kind of are limited in what we put in. And it's like throwing a big net out, and all of a sudden you get all these people coming in, and maybe some of them don't have the right skill set or the right personality. They're not really familiar with the job hours or benefits and so forth. And then what happens is you end up weeding through a lot of people that really should have been pre-qualified before they even walk through your door. The other issue I think, especially with chiropractors, is if we're looking for somebody that's going to work up at the front, we need somebody with good confront. We need somebody that's interactive. We need somebody that's a people's person. We need somebody that can think on their feet, and somebody that is really comfortable about or working, let's say, in the public. And how do you find that right person, and how can you almost weed or pre-qualify that individual for your practice, so that in the end you end up finding the best candidates to bring in to make them part of your team, part of your mission. And what's the best way to do that? So to give you a heads up, what we've done for years is we do two things. One, we do a video advertisement, if you will, and secondly, we do group interviews. So some people are kind of familiar with group interviews, but they're not really done what I think in a traditional way that really allows you to assess the skill set of the individual that you're looking for to work a front desk or, let's say, more of a public position in the practice. And again, going back to what I said earlier, we want to pre-qualify individuals so that when they're on the, what we're going to do is a video ad, so that when they're on that video, they can learn, listen, get to meet you a little bit. You can talk about your mission, your purpose, a little bit of what the office is like, as well as all the qualifications that you're looking for to bring somebody in the office. So some of the things you want to be very descriptive and really out front with, or you want to be out front with the pay. If you're going to do hourly, if you're going to do salary, you want to describe all that. You want to talk about the days of the week. So for example, somebody in our office might be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to have somebody else that's going to work, let's say, and serve in the office Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you want to be very descriptive of that in the ad as well. The hours, in the sense, is it early to afternoon? When is the lunch break? Do they get vacation? Do they get personal days? You want to describe what you're looking for in skill sets. What are you looking for specifically in a skill set? What's the job description? And be very descriptive. When you say job description, hey, we're looking for front desk reception, that's not really, I think it doesn't really give them a lot to go on. But if you describe, hey, listen, you're going to be interacting with people that walk into the office, and that you're going to be explaining what it is we do, you're going to be giving tours, maybe you're going to help me doing getting vitals from practice members and whatever, you want to certainly be very descriptive about that. You want to be descriptive about your benefits. So, hey, what are the benefits that I'm going to receive? Are there going to be healthcare benefits? Are there going to be retirement benefits? Or maybe nothing. So, all of that is good. So what we do is, number one, we'll do a video. Now, I'm using right now on this, you can use photo booth, you can use a small camera, like that has a memory card in it. You can use an iPhone, something of that nature. So you're going to use some recording device. And again, it doesn't need to be highly polished, but it certainly is nice to do it if you can do it in your practice. This is something that's done in my office, but it'd be nice if you could do something in the practice with a little bit maybe of a background on what the office looks like. I think that's a really nice idea. And maybe even a background on where they would be working in the office as a team member, so you can set that up as well. And then you're going to just do a brief video. Like I said, you're going to do something for a few minutes. And then after you do the video, what you're going to find is that YouTube will leave a link. When you download to YouTube, it'll give you a link code. That link you want to put on Craigslist. Now on Craigslist, what you'll do is you'll basically put a header for what you're looking for. Let's say you're looking for a front desk, healthcare reception, and full-time, part-time.
you have to put the pay on some standard, so you can put hourly or salary or something like that. But you're not going to be highly descriptive, and then then in the ad you're going to put great opportunity, in a local office to help people in our area with healthcare. Would love to look for somebody that wants to be part of our team. I wouldn't be highly descriptive in what you're writing because you want them to go to the video. So you want to be suggestive, but please click here to meet the doctor and the staff. You can show your staff on the video, and as well as learn much more about a great opportunity to be part of a great team. And write something like that, and bam, you put the headline, if you will, the coding or the address, the electronic address for YouTube, and then what they'll do is they'll click that link. Now that'll bring them right to YouTube, and it'll allow them to watch the video. In the video, you want to have them. You want to have somebody that's very comfortable with email and fax and computers and so forth. So what we do is, rather than have them call, we only accept an email of their resume. So we ask them to email the resume to our office, and then if they email, and we want to make sure they're following instructions and so forth. So if they follow everything that we lead them to in the video, then what we'll do is, after that video is closed, we're looking to get some people that come in off the video. Now I'm going to do a video for you, but before I get to that, then what you're going to do is you're going to schedule everyone that you like. You're going to look at the resumes. Now they're going to be much more limited. You're not going to get hundreds and hundreds because you've already pre-qualified them with your video. Then once you get the resumes in, you're going to review the resumes. You're going to find, hey, do they have the skill set that you like? Have they jumped around with jobs? Do they seem like somebody who's going to stay close? Does the format of the resume look good? I would definitely encourage you to call on at least one, if not a couple of references. I would also encourage you to take a look at, as I said earlier, job hopping, we call it. So, are they hopping from job to job? Where do they live? Is it local? Is it somewhere that's a high distance away? So you want to evaluate and look at all of those things to allow yourself to assess whether or not they're going to be a real good prospect to interview for the job position and be part of the team. Okay, so now everybody comes in. Let's say you're going to do, I'm just picking an arbitrary number. You're going to pick 1 o'clock on a Friday. So everybody comes in at 1, and what you're going to do is you want to make sure that they're there a few minutes early. So one of the things that I learned over the years is, on time is late, early is on time. So you want to see them show up early. You want to see people that are dressed professional. That shows that they respect themselves and they have a good reflection of themselves, and that they respect you in this position. I think that's critical. I'm going to have them fill out an application. I want to see what their handwriting is like. I want to see how long it takes them to fill that out. There's a few questions that are quantitative, and there's a few questions that are qualitative. So we're going to ask for rote information, and we want a little bit of an evaluation of the problem solving skills when they fill that out. I also want to ask a little bit of questions, hobbies, and is there anything that might be difficult for them making certain days? We like to go to events and seminars, and you say that on the application. Hey, if you enjoy to go to, or the job entails you to do outside education, learn more about what we do in the practice and so forth. Are you available to go 2 or 3 times a year to events and so forth? So you want to be descriptive in that application, but the application is really another test, if you will. It's another qualifier to see if they're going to fit really well in the practice. And those are all the little things that you're looking for. Then you're going to have everyone sit in a semicircle, and we're going to do a group interview. Now, some people are familiar with that. They've been to that before. Other people have no idea, and that's totally fine. So you're going to get up in front of everyone. You're going to reintroduce yourself because you said hi to them when they walk in, and you want to make sure you do that, your staff and yourself, so that you want them to be a little bit more comfortable, and you want to see who they really are. And then everyone will sit in a semicircle. You're going to get up in front, and you're going to reintroduce yourself, and you say, hi, I'm Dr. Joe Borio. First off, I want to thank everybody for participating in the interview. I want to let you know that we have gone through our resumes, and that everyone here really fit a lot of nice criteria that we like to see in a new staff member, that's somebody that we're bringing into the practice, and that's exciting. So I want to tell you a little bit more about a great opportunity here in the office, and you're going to describe a little bit about the job. We're looking for somebody that's going to be interactive and somebody that really likes people. You're going to tell them a little bit about your mission, your purpose, and it might be a little different in your office than ours, but our office is about lifetime family wellness. We offer care that's natural. The job entails a lot of education and educating people about their health and their body. So there's going to be a learning associated with what you do. Plus, I don't want to kid you, we run a very busy office. You're going to be on your feet all day long, and it's an office where people are coming in and out. We need to really be customer service friendly, be able to interact with people. We need to stay calm when there are certain situations that arise. And then you're going to describe a little bit of the time. The job involves a Monday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're usually going to be here about 7:30, and then you'll be done around 6:30 to 7, depending on that exact shift. There is a 1 hour downtime for lunch. We do meetings on Wednesday, and there's X amount of personal days. After you're here a period of time, you're going to get some time off. And again, I would reiterate all of those things, even though you said it in the video. You want to reiterate those there, and that'll take a few moments. Then you're going to say, now what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about what we do here in the office as a chiropractic office. I want to teach each of you over the next few minutes just a little bit more about what we are as a chiropractic practice and what it is we look to do and what our mission is and purpose is. And then when I'm done with this description, I'm going to ask all of you to come up individually and spend about 5 or 6 minutes and tell me a little bit about yourself, why you think you would fit well in our practice, and what you've learned about chiropractic in my few minutes discussion. And if you've had any of your own personal experience, either directly or indirectly, with chiropractic, I certainly want you to share that with you as well, and why in the long run you think you'd be a great asset to our practice. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to ask each of us to take turns. We'll sit down, and then anyone that we want to bring back for a second interview, we'll absolutely give a reach out to everybody in the next day or so. Sometimes when you say that, a few of the people that are there for the interview may get a little bit nervous. You can see that. It's not unusual for people to be uncomfortable about getting in front of people. Plus, they maybe didn't expect it. But that's okay, too. I want to see how quick they are on their feet. I want to see how comfortable they are in an uncomfortable setting. That's going to tell me a lot of how they'll react in a setting in the office if they're a little uncomfortable. It also lets me know how comfortable they are in explaining chiropractic, how well they can learn, how well they can articulate, how well they can process information, and then send that information back out. I think that's really important. It gives me a little insight into the problem-solving skills, and as I said, how quick they are to think on their feet. So I think it's a really nice way to find a person for the front, because that person's in front of people and interacting with people all the time. Now, that being said, I've done this and I've had people get up and leave. That's okay. Again, that's a pre-qualifier. So you might have 1 or 2 people, or 1 or 2, 3 people get up, or one person might get up and say, geez, I'm not comfortable with this. I will say right then, geez, if anyone else is uncomfortable with that, I totally appreciate that. And I understand that. And that's good, because that's what this job is going to involve a lot of. And, obviously, if you're not comfortable with this setting, you won't be comfortable in the setting of working in that job description. So it's not common that happens, but certainly I just want to prepare you, be prepared for 1 or 2 people out of 10 or 15 in the group that may actually get up and leave. That's it. Pick a few people in that group you like. We try not to, I said 10 or 15, try not to do more than 7 people, because, if they're up there for a few minutes, it can last for a while. And then what happens is you're done there, you do another set maybe an hour later, and another set the next day, or, depending on how many people you get. And then what I do is I'll pick 2, 3, 4 people that we really like. We may actually repeat the entire process, but in this case, we're going to do a group interview of 4 people, and you're going to tell them again, I love all 4 of you. It's a really difficult decision for us. It's a very important decision for us in the practice. I'm going to ask each of you to get up, and I'm going to actually ask you a couple questions while you're in front of everyone, or you can just do it in a circle and sitting. But I like when they get up, because it puts them in that spot where they would maybe many times be in an authoritative position dealing with the practice members, other staff, and many times they're managing flow, and I think it's important they have a command of themselves in the situation. So I like to see how people behave in those situations, because it tells me a lot about how they're going to behave in real time in your practice. So that's how we do it. Certainly, you may find somebody that for day one that, wow, that person nailed it. My recommendation is hire everybody on a probationary period. If the job, I'm just picking a number, say pays $12 an hour, maybe start them off at 11 for the first month, and then say, after the probationary period's over, we'll go to our normal pay scale of $12 an hour or something of that. I wouldn't necessarily start them off right away and move from there. In training, I recommend that you actually have videos. If you're a client of ours, you have training videos. If not, take some video of your practice when you do certain things, how you like to do certain things, whether it's a phone call, whether it's how to handle and process a new practice member, take an office tour, how to bring people to rooms if that's what you do. Whatever your day-to-day is, try to get as much of that on video so that you can actually send a new practice member home and let them watch that, so that staff member comes back, they've already got some good training under their belt, as opposed to how the traditional way we do it, which is the worst way, is that they know nothing about your practice. They come in and either they observe for a little while, then they'll engage, and then everything they do is typically wrong for the first week. So all you do is tell them that everything they're doing is wrong, and that's difficult for a lot of people. It's much better to give them a starting point, get their feet wet, and kind of move from there. So that's certainly how I recommend that we would handle group. And I'm kind of being general, not highly specific.